I think we's live. Is we live? I think we's live. I think we are live. Hey y'all, hey. Hey y'all, hey. Happy hump day. It is Wednesday. Happy hump day. Oh goodness. Get myself situated. I thought I was situated. I figured I was gonna be on time. And as people come in, if people come in, if they don't, it'll just be me by myself talking to myself. I be talking to myself when I'm reviewing stuff anyway. But I am gonna do an actual thank you, Miss King. Listen, come on, gas me up. Jazzy! It's Jazzy! Okay, 1111 Hey, Nay. What's up, Trees? Listen, I always be giving people nicknames and stuff. What I look like? Are we clear or no? Is it fuzzy? Because I decided to use my hotspot because what I realized is that I've been fuzzy. I've been fuzzy on my last few lives, and when I'm on someone else's live, I've been fuzzy. So I decided, let me try my hotspot. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to start filming closer to the router, which is in my room. Okay, Jazzy, thank you, girl. Okay, so housekeeping, just a little bit of housekeeping. So, what I have decided to do last week was such a success. Hey, D, thank you. So, last week was such a success. Now, of course, it is, of course, depending on if men come into the room. I think that, not I think, we're going to go live on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard, in the 5 o'clock hour. I be tripping. I be tripping. On Wednesdays. Wednesdays seem to be a good evening. And so, what we're going to do is when it's time for the men to make a decision and the ladies are being eliminated, I'm going to ask any men if they want to join. Hey, Wendell. And then, if it's the ladies' night for elimination, I'm going to ask that the women join me on the live. That way, we can not have biased opinions. Well, shit, we're going to have biased opinions anyway. I want to take these lashes off, just yank them off my eyes so bad, but I'm going to wait. So that's how we are going to operate the Ready to Love lives. Y'all all right with that? How y'all feel about that? I actually am going to upload my review today. So today is going to operate a little different. I'm not going to really share a lot of my opinions because I want y'all to watch my review and everything. Hold on. And so I really want you to watch my review. I mean, even if you don't, that's cool. You hear, I may give a little bit of my opinion, but I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna ask the men to give us their insight. Y'all hear mine all the time. I mean, it do be pretty dope though. I ain't gonna even pretend like it don't be. It do be. I'm talking about mine. I'm talking about my opinion. And the reason I'm all like, if it looks like I'm a little distracted, is because I am. And the only reason is because I'm literally looking at my upload. I'm literally looking at my upload. So, y'all tell me how has life been treating you this week? It's hump day. We halfway through the week. Listen, work has been kicking my ass. So I told them people that I am not gonna be there tomorrow. I took a day off tomorrow, and then Friday is my regular day off. So every other Friday I have off. I work 980, so that's 4 9-hour days, 8 days a week. What am I doing? I'm doing something. I'm jacking something up, y'all. Hold on. I think that by the time this live is over, my review is going to be uploaded. I'm just doing some quick to make sure that it's up, and I'll go back and fix it. I literally recorded it today. Okay. All right, y'all. No, seriously, I'm ready. I'm just gonna hit next. make it public, and then I'm gonna hit publish so that when it finishes uploading, it'll okay, I'm back. Like really paying attention. Okay, Nate, listen, am I gonna review Snowfall? Ain't the season over? But I've been looking at it. I have not watched but one episode, and so I am. I was watching it the other. I mean, I was looking at it piling up in my DVR and thought I need to review it regardless of if the show is off, if the season is over or not. So I am going to. Oh, one more thing. I was just stalling for time. One more thing. My membership will be up next week. I'm gonna say next week or maybe this week, and then I just do like an introductory video. On my membership, you are going. I'm blurry. Yeah, listen, I don't know what to say. I switched to my hotspot. And if I switch again, gee, I'm into being off. It do say it's only one bar on my hotspot. I got horrible internet. Next week, I guess I'm gonna have to go to my bedroom. Next week, I'm gonna have to just go in my bedroom so you guys have good, clear internet visuals. I hope it gets better. It does say one. If it doesn't get better, you were good until you started uploading. All right, hold on. Close. Let's cancel it. Let's cancel it. You're right. It's probably taking too much energy. Delete. Yes, delete it forever. You're very smart, G. See, that's why we rock together. Hey, Lady J, let's see what happens. I can just upload it and y'all get it in the middle of the night. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Let's see let's hope that it so now that I've deleted it, let's see. Let's give it a couple minutes and see what happens. Okay, I've got my 2 bars back. Hopefully I'm back in sync. Am I? Y'all let me know, because Wendell says I was out of sync. He's saying I'm good now. Okay, so G-Wub, that's not what I normally call you, but G, thank you. That was very smart of you. Better. It's got clearer. Okay, so I have to be more prepared, and then it just means that my review will be up when y'all sleeping. Because Virgo's rule, let me just go ahead and put that. Let me just go ahead and put that up there, right there, so that the world knows what it is. So the world knows what it is. Nobody is confused. This is a true fact. So my membership, I'm going to start giving you content, behind the scene content of like, it's going to be called Talks with Talisa Ray. Sometimes I'll have guests. Sometimes it'll just be me sharing my experiences, talking about things that I don't. There we go. But I don't really talk about anymore. So we're gonna get kind of personal on my membership, and it's not gonna cost you more than $2.99 a month. I'm gonna give y'all maybe a sneak peek on something. I haven't figured out what that's gonna be yet. I've recorded with 2 people already. Might do a third. Scheduled something for the weekend, so we'll see how that works out. But I am going to go ahead and start talking about Ready to Love, because that's what you're here for. That's what you're here for. And I only got one man in the chat, and it looks like it's Wendell, and I'm sure he'll be happy to join us on the live to talk about Ready to Love. Hopefully, other men join us and don't be afraid to talk about Ready to Love. But just a recap from last week, I'm glad to see Laverne go, and the energy has changed. It is the men's turn, and it's the your homie. Bring your homie episode. What is it? Operation Meet the Homie. There it is. Operation Meet the Homie. Okay, good, Wendell, because I put the link in the chat for whenever you ready. We ready. Operation Meet the Homie. And so a blanket question, because ladies, I do want you conversing with us in the chat, asking questions, whatever it is you want. When it's the men's turn and when it's the women's turn, I'm hoping that y'all be willing to come on, because y'all be tripping too. Y'all be tripping, not be wanting to be on screen because you ain't comb your hair or something. When it's our turn, if you want, I'll make sure I don't have no lashes on and stuff, so we all be hey Wendell, so we all be together, okay? But none of us are ugly, just so you know. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad that I'm off now for the next 4 days. Ask me what I'm gonna do.
What you gonna do?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go to the gym in the morning and I'm gonna come back home and do absolutely nothing. That's what I said. So I'm gonna go to the gym, but knowing that I'm off and that the boy don't have to go to school tomorrow, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go to the gym.
All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna come on one day for real. My husband talked about me for not being brave enough. And I don't know why. Yes, Rebecca, you know what it is. I don't know why, D, you wouldn't come on. You know, we people. We be chatting and stuff, even on Instagram. So, Wendell, you watched
Yes.
the episode. You got the episode in your head?
Yeah. I got it in my head.
You got it in your head? I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth, G. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna start doing vlogs so y'all will see if I go to the gym. How about that? And I'm gonna say that in the morning when I get up and go. This is for everybody who was on the live that I went to the gym. So it's the homies episode. Meet the homie. Operation Meet the Homie. My first question to you is how important is like your friends and family's opinions of the people that you date? Because that's what I feel like that's what the premise of that is that they provide some type of importance.
Yeah. There's something to be said about um, having the people who know you the most um, get a chance to check out who you are looking to allow to know you. Uh, that being said, I have a very, very, very small circle,
Okay.
so I don't personally. I won't say that I seek the approval or the thumbs up, the validation of my circle, because it's very small, and because it's not necessarily comprised of people that I grew up with and who have known me for an extremely long time, through all my highs and lows and whatnot. There are people that I respect. Yeah,
Okay.
there are people that I respect. However, you know, at the end of the day, I'm gonna do me.
You're gonna still okay. So you'll consider the things that they say, but they won't wait. It won't be the final. What they're saying is not the final decision.
Absolutely,
Okay, that sounds
absolutely.
good, and it makes sense because I always feel like at some point in all relationships, we have that new relationship energy, and people are, got your blinders on, the horse blinders plus the rose colored glasses. And sometimes friends can tell you things that you don't see. Now, if you're willing to accept it right away, that's one thing. But 9 times out of 10, it's something that you see already, and they're just confirming it anyway. So the first
Mhm.
people we saw were P.O. with his friend, his homeboy, Chill Bill.
Chill, Bill.
Chill Bill. Chill Bill is really the homie. Like that was an appropriate title for Chill Bill. He was the homie. He didn't knew him since he was P.O. Gigolo. Okay.
Yes,
Like,
POJ.
yeah. I was like, that makes sense though, because when you're a kid, Gigolo, you probably would think it was spelled with a J. As an adult,
Hmm.
we know better. So that was perfect. And he had Dakia and Carmen as his dates. I saw one. I'm just gonna go ahead and share with you, and they just gonna have to watch it again. It's whatever.
Hmm.
How do you feel like? How do you feel about Dakia on this date with them? Like, what do you think? Like,
My thing with Zakia, everything is an interview.
everything is an
She,
interview.
it is very hard for me to see her outside of the corporate persona that she
Mm-hmm.
presents.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean that's where she's comfortable. And because this is her and Paul is so new, she's not settled with him yet into a comfort level to where she can be vulnerable, or softer,
Mm.
the way that she would, the way she professes that she wants to be. So yeah, for her to be the one to meet the homie feels like it was too much too soon to me.
Um, so I would agree. And somebody just said she was a seat filler the whole episode. Rebecca said she was a seat filler the whole episode. But we gonna hold on to that thought, Rebecca. Come back with that. Remind me you said that. Because then on the flip side, you have Carmen. And what she did say was that they are entirely two different people with two different personalities. They don't even if he has a type, you can't tell by looking at Dakia and Carmen because they are two different energies, styles of dress. Um, I do say though, Carmen knows how to make an entrance. I'm gonna give her that. The girl knows how to make an entrance, hands down. If you want to be Hollywood, look at Carmen because she makes a hell of an entrance. Everybody looks at me when she walks in. How did you feel about her? How did you feel about her energy with Paul and Bill? I have those questions.
Um, okay, so Carmen, she strikes me in this case as she creates competition where none needs to exist.
Yeah.
Because she was new on Paul's scene, just as new as Dakia, but the energy that she brought to the table, um, you know, uh, it was just it was a bit too much for me. Um, Even when she had her first exchange with Chill Bill, and he asked her, how long have you known POJ? And she's like, well, first of all, I don't know him as POJ. I know him as Paul. And
Ma'am,
from here on out, you're going to call him Paul.
ma'am.
Now, Chill Bill has known this dude since the 5th grade. You've known him for 2 weeks. How in the world are you going to fix your mouth to tell this man's best friend how he's going to address his best friend?
Right.
Like,
Right.
that is a severely overinflated sense of importance and relevance that you are giving yourself to Paul.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I understand you come from you're a CEO, so you need to establish dominance and control the room, but this is not the place for you. Don't control anything here.
No.
So yeah, that she was really overstepping her bounds, as far as that's concerned, and that's assuming that she actually wants Paul. I don't know that she wants him.
She don't want him, and
She
neither
don't
does
want this dude. So why are you trying to establish this dynamic and you don't even want the dude?
You don't want him. You don't want him. She don't want him. None of y'all want him. So I'm confused. Like, why are we even sitting here? So being a seat filler is absolutely that. Rebecca is absolutely right about that. And I kind of feel like in my review that comes up, I'm all like, okay, you can tell that the two of them they're not fans of one another. They are very catty. And that's the energy at the table, even with the men sitting there. I just felt like this, like you said it, what are we competing for? Neither one of you really like him. You want to compete as who's the boss or who the baddest? Add another pretty woman to the mix, and both of you will probably crumble. With that same energy, both of you will probably crumble. So, and I'm not going to even say Dakia because Dakia really holds herself with class and grace, but you can see that she has that catty. So I wonder what it's like behind when the camera turns off, because you can see that she too can be catty. When she talked about the girl's blue contacts, which I hate, absolutely hate the cobalt blue contacts. You were getting ready to say something.
Yeah, and you know what? It just dawned on me that we've seen this dynamic before.
Where? Who? When?
Carmen and Dakia in the same space. Remember at the little getaway where Eric was in the kitchen cooking?
Same.
Eric was having a conversation with Dakia, and Carmen came in and squashed it. The same thing is happening here. Carmen comes in to squash something that could be with someone else, even though the person that she's squashing it over isn't someone that she really wants.
Right. Right.
So that cattiness and that competitiveness and that trying to establish oneself. I guess she's trying to be the alpha female,
Yeah.
in the situation. You know, that is, since this is the second time that I've seen her do this, I really think that is just who she is in relationship. So that either it's an insecurity or it is an overcompensation, but either which way, that's not going to be conducive to a healthy relationship. And woe be unto the man who finds himself tied to her, because he's going to get his ass whooped, even though she says that she can be submissive or whatnot. I have yet to see that come to
the
evidence.
demure side of her, the more demure, laid back side of her energy. Yeah.
Jakia has she presents like, I guess I could see the potential for softness in Jakia if you can make it past her corporate veneer.
Yeah.
I think that with Carmen, it's just a front.
Yeah. And you said something about if you can get past that in relationship with her, meaning Carmen. I think all of her relationships are like that. No matter gender, I think that she comes up. She probably has very few female friends, women friends, and the ones that she does have are either the exact opposite of her or secretly competing with her. Because that kind of energy can't live in the same room together and you really coexist. Someone has to be like, this is a lot. Even though I'm not backing down, I am, because I don't have the energy. I don't want to do that. I was gonna say, so Tina was supposed to be there, or Christina, or whatever her name is supposed to be there, and she wasn't there and had not been answering phone calls or talking much to Paul. This was like the first glimpse we see of like Christina falling off the wagon. I mean, I really didn't have a lot. Do you have something else about them? Was there something that you thought about that was good that Bill said, other than I thought Bill was just a good friend to be sitting there with these women? I don't think he did say, if you want to be POJ, be with Carmen. If you want to be a player, if you want to be a gigolo, be with Carmen. If you want to be, if you're serious about settling down, be with Dakia. That was probably the best advice he got out of that whole scenario. I don't really think there was really much more. If you got something, share it.
Yeah. There wasn't too much more than that, but I think in saying that, Chill Bill was saying, it's time for you to not decide between women, but decide between, who you want to be.
Who you, right? Who you?
This decision that you're making, Paul, is not a decision between these two women.
Well, come through, Wendell. Come through. Come
through. You are choosing yourself. What self do you want to be?
So we're gonna move along and talk about Tori. Okay, let's talk about Tori and his date with Sabrina and the homeboy Ashley. Excuse me, Ash, because it's more masculine. I thought that was hilarious. Like, sir, your masculinity is not dependent upon your name. Okay, your mother named you Ashley. Be Ashley. White people are Ashley all the time. White males are Ashley all the time. Don't do the face. Don't do the tight lip. Don't do the. I don't know that. I don't know what it means, but it means something.
I'm trying to stay with you on that one, but
right. I'm trying to. Ashley, that's your name. You could be.
My hypocrisy goes but so far. Yeah. If I was named Ashley, you better believe I'm going by Ash.
I'm sure you would go by Ash. Sure you would go by Ash. But for his reasoning to me, like it's more masculine. Okay, sir. Like you're threatened. Don't be threatened by a name. But I mean, I'm a woman. Okay, I'm a woman, so there you have it. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so that might change the dynamic a little bit. I might see it a little. Not only am I a woman, I'm a woman that's continuously growing, so that might be part of the thing too. Um, so Tori invited his friend Ash to sit with him, Sabrina, and Ace. Sabrina shows up. She has a gift. Um, Oh, so they start. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead. Let me hear you unpack. I seen the deep breath. Let me hear you unpack that whole date. Let me hear. Yeah, yeah.
Why she even come?
Oh no! Oh no!
My whole thing is, you don't want you don't want this dude.
You
You
don't want.
have you have stated in ladies lounges that it's between D and D. It's between Demetrius and Donovan. You've already on a date with when you brought your ex on and everything, and he asked Tori, well, how's the dynamic between y'all, and Tori basically eliminated himself. Made a remark that you know if it had to be a choice right now, I don't think that it would be us. And she said, you know what, you're right. So let's just be real. Call a spade a spade. Y'all two are not connecting. This is a classic situation of one person wanting the other person more than is reciprocated. And now you look like beta.
Yeah, yeah.
You look
And
real. You look
regardless
real,
of
real stupid.
regardless of saying be with someone who wants you more than you want them, that actually is a little crazy. So you're setting up stalker stuff, and he definitely wants her, but is not able to recover from truth or dare. And I'm
Hmm.
kind of with him. And I don't even know if it's mixed signal. So let me back up and say, you said she shouldn't have came. He shouldn't have invited her. He knows that there's nothing there, right? He knows that the whatever they had is fizzled. He said we don't talk as often or as much as we used to. So he knows that there isn't anything there. Because if he had invited her, he wouldn't have anybody. As we could see, he wouldn't have had anybody. So now he's just floating in the wind, hoping to
Hmm.
rekindle something with Sabrina, which looks which is sad on his part.
Yeah.
Um,
Chances of that happening are pretty slim to none.
slim to none, probably closer to none than slim, even then.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like none to none.
yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
don't want you, homeboy. She don't want you. Stop giving your energy to people who don't want you.
Absolutely,
Accept it.
I would agree with that 100%. That's some advice that we could take with us, y'all. That's some good advice. Stop giving your energy to people that do not want you. Take that with you. You can actually pack that up and save that for later as a reminder in real life. Um, so I kind of want to talk about how he said, her bringing me a gift is like her giving mixed signals. I think she was just returning the favor because you're always bringing her some flowers or something. But it could be misconstrued. Look at your face again. But he knows, we know, everybody knows that that this is a waste of time. And then so let's talk about, because we know that they don't want each other. Okay. Let's talk about three other things that made that um sparked my thought process. Of course, number one was when the friend Ash asked, um, you just got out of a relationship. Are you ready to be in another one? And we've always talked about this anyway. Everybody is like, oh no, she doesn't really need a relationship. She should just be dating. Like she's not really ready, right? And so what does she say? I want to take things slow, right? I don't want to rush into anything. And from my understanding, the premise of the show is for people who want to be in committed relationships to ultimately have this deep connection and be married or whatever. So I find it odd that she would even want to go on here knowing that I want to take things slow. And what does she mean by slow? What is your interpretation of slow? They just gonna be dating. They're gonna be doing.
Slow is it's going to be whatever it is that she wants it to be, whatever's going to make her comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that is, it's so amorphous. Um, there's no substance to it. It's just an answer to say, um, I want to engage, but I want to be in control of
Mm-hmm.
how things
How things
progress.
progress, yeah.
And that makes sense because she is the line of work that she comes from, and in later portion of the show, her profession of who she is as a woman. um, and then even I see her as looking for disqualifiers from each of
Yes.
these three guys. She looks for.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You hit the nail on the head. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I
she
don't mean
she
to, I don't
she's
mean to.
looking for reasons to say no. She has all these guys, and now it's like, I'm going to give you an A until you prove that you don't deserve it anymore. I'm going to trust you until you prove yourself untrustworthy. So I mean, she's looking for the things in each of her connections and the people who are trying to pursue her or connect with her, for what's not going to work. So she's trying to puzzle piece these guys into her life.
It's
and
right.
um
It's
and
not gonna
that's
work.
it's not going to work unless she changes her entire dating philosophy. You know what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
but
That's a that's a
that's another conversation.
conversation. That's a whole nother conversation. But I would totally agree. She seems like someone that would fit that mold. Definitely would. Um, then the next thing I thought about was the phone call that he made to Ace. When his friend was like, "Where's your other connection?" And the phone call, how he sat there and he peeled the phone out. Number one, would you, even in this arena, specifically this arena, where you are having more than one connection, everybody knows you have more than one connection, would you have taken your phone out and called right there in that moment?
uh I'm more likely than not, I would have excused myself. I would have been like, hey, I'm just going to make I'm going to make a call here just to check and see. Hey, Ash, keep her, keep her
Yeah,
engaged,
yeah,
fire away, so that there is something constructive going on while I'm trying to, see what's going on with the other connection. It was a little bit awkward for him to do it right then and there, sitting next to her. But I think that because of the nature of this process, for her to try to, you know, draw a whole lot of extra attention to that, that was her being extra. Ooh, this is awkward. I've never been on a date where
yeah.
a guy's called another woman. Well, you've never been on Ready to Love before.
Right.
You've never done. You've never not been the center of attention
Yes.
on a
Yes.
on a date. So
Yes.
yeah, just
Yes.
get over yourself. This is his date for a purpose, and now he needs to be able to figure out what's going on, because this is about his connections. And besides, you ain't one of his connections anymore. You've kind of self-eliminated yourself from Tori. So why does it matter?
Yeah, absolutely. I also feel like it was a puff your chest up move. Sort of like, I want you to see that I have other connections too. So I'm going to make this phone call in front of you. I want you to have a reaction, maybe not visceral, but definitely a reaction to me calling a woman, because I know you have a connection with Demetrius and Donovan. So I want you to see. It was, for me, it also felt like a little ego stroke, a
Yeah,
little,
there's a little bit of bravado there. It
yeah,
it
there it
it,
is.
it would have been successful if Ace would have answered the
Yeah,
phone.
thanks for the answer the phone. Thanks for the answer the phone.
but
Um,
because it didn't, that whole thing just blew up in his face,
blow
and now he
right in
looks
the face.
even weaker.
And he couldn't. He shit. He's still recovering from Truth or Dare. How he gonna recover from this? I have no clue. I um I think the last thing I wanted to talk about was Ace not showing up. And him being so sure that she was like this. It's not like her. She's not. It's not like she won't show up. It's not like of her to text. So initially, I thought maybe something happened. What was my initial? You know, I always want to give somebody some grace. Maybe think on the other side, not go to the negative really quick. So my thought process was maybe, just maybe, you know, but we find out later that is
Mm-hmm.
so. And we might as well talk about it now since we're talking about Ace, and this is the only reason that the only other time we're going to talk about her. She say I done self-eliminated myself, honey. I done self-eliminated myself, and on top of that, I ain't even told the producers. When we got to timing, he said she did what, and if she didn't share it with the producers, I said, oh yeah, she over this. She's over it. But her reasoning was I don't have any other connections. I see the way that you look at Sabrina. And that's how you want a man to look at a woman. That's how we want to be looked at. And I thought to myself, well, what she see? Because he looked like he want to strangle her to me now at this point. Maybe in the beginning he looked at her with, smitten in his eyes. And now he looks like, I don't know, Jason. No, Jason wears a mask. Who don't wear? Oh, they all wear masks. But he looks scary. He looks like very like
he's disheveled. He's in that place of limbo. Um, yeah, he's kind of in that twilight zone of relationships.
yeah.
Like she's hurt me. I don't want to show that I'm hurt. I still want to save face. It's kind of the way that he went into the group date with on last week when Donovan was there,
Yeah.
and her ex.
Yeah.
His commentary was, I'm the type of guy that I keep my feelings to myself. I play close to the vest. I'm not going to let you see that I'm sweating. But went into the date and did the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
All his little feelings were hurt, and he wore his heart on his sleeve. And when it comes to Sabrina, he wants to be harder than he is because he's trying to save that face. He's trying to recollect himself after giving so much of his emotional attention, to her, and it's unrequited. And now, he's trying to just recover from being so discombobulated. And that is so easy for Ace to see. She sees that Sabrina did a number on this boy.
Right. And he going to recover from that after the show. Like he's not no
Mm-hmm.
good, but at least he hopefully he waits a good 6 months. He ain't no good. He's not no good for anybody, not even himself at this point.
Yeah.
When she was talking and she said, and I've got an established connection with someone else already. I'm all like, I hope it's not Laverne. Somebody just said in the chat though, where'd it go? Word on the street is that Ace is entertaining Tyrone from last season. I called Tyrone Crazy Eyes from last season. He didn't blink enough. I realized that it might have been part of his trauma, his PTSD is what somebody told me. Yeah, and look, G saying the same thing, that it's Tyrone. They don't even seem like they match, but okay. I think he does yoga. Who am I to say that they don't match? My cousin Colin. Who am I to say that they don't match? So that's it with them. We ain't got nothing else. We ain't got nothing else with them. You got something else?
I will say this, about Ace. She knew that she wasn't going to show up to Tori's date.
Yeah.
She knew that. And when he called her, she didn't answer. And when he brought that up and she said, this is not to say anything bad about, the splendor that is Tori, but, I'm going in another direction. And then she gave her platitudes and her explanation. But even in so doing, you knew that you knew that you were eliminating yourself. You didn't come to this decision after standing Tori up. You knew that you were going in another direction before that boy even invited you out. So while I can applaud her for self eliminating because she doesn't have a strong connection with anybody there anymore, I would have respected it more if she would have told him and just declined his initial date instead of setting him up to
Yes.
think that she was going to come. Because she even said in her explanation, if I would have shown up to his date, it would have given the wrong impression, like there was some hope. And I don't want to give him false hope. Well, then if you didn't want to do that, then just tell the boy no when when he made the invitation. Um, and then Tori's response to that was, saying, I don't want to beg you to stay. I don't want you to go, but I'm not going to beg you to stay. I respect that you want to go. But if you ever need anything in the future, I'm here. And I'm like, dude, come on, man. You just secured your spot in her friend zone. You gave her the glass dish to put over your head with the sign that says break in case of emergency.
Yeah.
You have just relegated yourself into that space.
Yeah.
And that is such a weak move, man.
I think he doesn't have good relationships, period. I don't think he has good relationships, period. I don't think so. I think that that's how he ended up on Ready to Love. He might be ready, but doesn't know how, doesn't
there's a skill.
Space. Yeah, it's a skill to dating. And unfortunately, a lot of us don't have it. Like he doesn't know how to navigate those waters, right?
Yeah, you gotta value yourself as a man. We definitely hear and love to hear women say, affirm themselves about knowing your worth, knowing your value, and things like that. Brothers need to do the same thing.
Absolutely.
It doesn't do you any good to pine after someone or try to make yourself relevant to someone who has deemed you irrelevant.
Absolutely.
Take that energy and turn it inwards, and then be your best self and attract who you're supposed to be with.
Absolutely. I think that I think also that's not something that we teach our young men, how to affirm themselves or seeing value and worth in themselves. I teach my two young men, definitely you should be affirming yourself when no one else does. You should be valuing yourself and pouring into you. And I try to remind them whatever does not add joy is subtracting, and it should be gone. So, it's important. It's important. I don't want to be mad. I remember my first time my son came and he had his little heart broke and he was crying. I mean, he was crying. I don't want to beat up no woman that's 20 years my junior, because I will. You're making my baby cry like this. Like it's hurting me trying to help him recover with all the questions. Like, I don't know. Like I'm a woman first, son. So, I'm gonna tell you that. And so sometimes that doesn't always sound good either. Anyway, off of that. So off of that soapbox. But Demetrius and Sabrina, you ready? We okay? So Demetrius invited his one connection, Sabrina, to meet his Brody, Kenny. And Kenny came right in. He was ready. He was asking. So, where does he fit in? I hear you got a lot of choices. I hear you got a lot of options. He was asking questions that I hate to. Well, I'm getting beside myself. He was asking questions and she was having answers for them, and her answers seemed very much so like I don't want to say rehearsed, but very much so planned. That's fucking rehearsed. It's all the same, but it sounds very much so like I'm prepared for whatever you're asking me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this. So two things, and we're gonna start with maybe the lighter of the two. What do you bring to the table? I hate that question. I hate what do you bring to the table? Like, I feel like that's a useless question, because I can tell you, for me, what do you bring to the table means financially, stability. Like that's what we're talking your values or your characteristics. We're not talking about. Oh, am I frozen? Am I okay? Are
You
you
froze for a
frozen?
little
Okay.
bit, but you're all right now.
Okay. Because I saw you froze, and then I said, "Oh, maybe I'm frozen." Um, and so I want people to learn how to ask the questions that they want answers to. What do you bring on the table is a trigger for a lot of people. I know men in general. Most men, if you ask a man what he brings to the, if you ask a man what he brings to the table, it's probably triggering. And a woman will probably say some shit like the table. Like, I don't feel like that's a good answer. I mean, that's not a good question. Ask the questions that you want. So let me hear what you say. Let me hear what say you about what you bring to the table.
Yeah, the table is the relationship.
Hmm.
So, you know, for someone to say, I am the table, so you're saying you are the relationship. So
Yeah,
this is you. Yeah, it's juvenile, and it is definitely, that's a question that you ask when you want to fight. At least in this modern dating context. So I think a better question to ask would be, what, how would you, what things have you cultivated in yourself that would facilitate a healthy relationship?
whole
You
different
know.
whole different question, same context. Like
Hmm.
ask what it is that you want. I really feel like that. Did y'all need him to rewind so that you can write it down? Because I believe you can do the playback. Anybody listening on the replay, that was a really good way to ask the same question, but really get the answer that you want. What have you cultivated in yourself that you will bring to the relationship? I don't know. He said it better, but it's the same thing. He said it better with a lot of nice words. The dinging that you hear is my website. Somebody's on my website, probably looking for my new journal. This is a shameless plug, but not really. Probably by tomorrow morning, you could pre-order your journal. Who am I? It's a self-reflective journal that I have, self-reflective, self-guided, intentional journal that I have created, and it will be on my website tomorrow for pre-sale, pre-order, so that you can get yours first. With you pre-order it, you get a little gift, a little surprise gift if you pre-order. Okay, just shameless plug. Listen, go ahead, Wendell, nod your head. That's what's up. In agreement. I love it.
Yes, yes, yes. There you go.
Uh,
Go to the site. Go to the site. Get your pre-order in.
pre-order in. I was somebody who is who I had invited Jack from Jack and Glenn. I invited. I said, "Oh, and this week it's going to be male focused." And he's also a reviewer, so I invited him to join us. But he just hit me up and said he's at work, which is cool. I think me and Wendell and I are doing fine. But just in case there are some men in the audience, in the comments, watching, and you have an opinion, feel free to join us. We don't bite. We're nice people. All of us, all the ray of sunshines, even the ones in the comments. So just as a recap, when it's elimination week for the women, and the men are eliminating, I'm inviting men to be a part of the live. And the following week, when it's women, it'll be an all woman panel for the live. Hope that made sense. Okay, so the next question, the thing, the thing. It was her turn. Okay, because we ain't gonna even talk about when was your last relationship, and I want to take it slow. She said the same answer. Great. Okay. But she asked, what kind of woman, or what kind of woman does Demetrius want, or what does he want in a woman? And the
Hmm.
friend said he likes a submissive woman.
Dun dun dun.
She was shocked. Um, Listen, he gives you the vibe of that. But my first question is, before people be offended by the word submissive, right? Oh, a submissive woman. You need to ask the man, what does submissive mean to you? Because submissive is not subservient. Okay. The submissive does not say, I'm following you everywhere you go, and everything you say is, okay, daddy. No, that's not what submissive is. And that's just me talking from my point of view, okay? Because I be damned. I'm the boss all the time. So what? You want to lead? Oh, okay. That's just me. That's just me. Because I'm always like in control. I get to sit back. Oh, okay. Now don't think that doesn't, for me, that doesn't mean you don't have an input. That doesn't mean that you don't, that you're not in the forefront, or that you're not planning, or that you don't have a say. That's not what that means for me. But that's me. Okay. And I am an autonomous woman. Okay. I am an autonomous woman. I'm an independent woman. But let somebody come in talking about they want to lead, and they lead correctly and it aligns with the things and goals of my life. Baby, let me tell you, I'm gonna be like, do you need some help? Oh, okay. Well, here's what I think. Okay. I'm gonna have some input, but that's just me. I'm gonna go off on a rampage because Sabrina was offended by it, kind of. But it was that thing of, I'm trying to find something. Go ahead, Wendell,
Mhm.
because I see you nodding. I know you ready. Even if I'm frozen for the people, you are not frozen for the people. So don't worry about me. It'll be fine. We are here to listen, and I feel like this is such a great episode for men to have the conversation on. So I really want to say thank you for joining me. Okay.
Oh, you
If I
got it.
ever,
You got it. You got it.
okay. Okay. So it's all on you.
Yeah, yeah. This was another example of her looking for the disqualifier. Um, she has. I mean, she's self-admitted. Again, she runs things. She's not a submissive woman. That word caused an immediate knee-jerk cringe. You know, put up the cross. Type of reaction. It was so visceral um, in her, in her response, and there's a difference between, being cooperative and then the word that you use, subservient. And to automatically default to thinking that the word submissive means that you're taking, you're walking 3 paces behind your man with your head down, not looking at anything and waiting for him to tell you to speak. And, how, whatever it is, whatever this picture is that
Mm-hmm.
she had in her mind, almost, it's like the color purple. Like, I think that when she's equating
Mm-hmm.
submissive to Sealy in the color purple, and thinking that the man is trying to be Mr. Now I'm like, come on now. If that is one, it's incorrect. It's an erroneous assumption. Two, if that is what you have seen modeled when someone says submissive, then I would venture to say that there's some therapy needed, because you were exposed to some abuse. But not every man that is looking to, to assert himself, who is confident and intelligent and assertive, is looking for a woman to be a doormat.
There it is.
Submission is not being a doormat. Um, so there's definitely a connotation, um, disconnect that that she has with that word. And I think that that's one of the very things that's pushing her, and specifically, but in general, that may push women away from the type of men who could be complementary in their life, from an interdependent perspective, as opposed to thinking that, I gotta be independent. I don't need you. I want you, but I don't need you. That's again, that kind of, that adds to that energy that ends up pushing, men and women
I
apart.
think you might start a war in a minute with the whole I want you but I don't need you. I think sometimes men see it negatively. So when I say I want you, I don't need you, I don't. I can be sufficient on my own, but I want you here to contribute to what I have, right? To who I am, to me as a person, to this relationship. It's not a need, but I am so happy that you are here. For me, that's how I would say I want you. I don't need you because I am self-sufficient and autonomous.
Mm-hmm.
But because I want you, I desire you. I desire you to be here. So it's a different. And I guess it depends. Even with the word submissive, like Mona said, like I said, we have to define it. Like so, when
You got
I'm
to.
a submissive woman, so what does that look like for you? And if you still don't understand, okay, you ask another question and
Ask
another
another
question
question.
and another question until you understand. And if they start getting upset because you're asking for clarity, then baby, that's the one you don't want, right?
Exactly.
That's it's about conversations that we have before making assumptions. The conversations that we have before we decide we want to dive or delve into this relationship, and if you're not sure what questions to ask, just listen to the people around you. You can come up with some questions. You can actually keep. I know people who keep notes of questions to ask. How to answer a question. Because they've thought about how they feel about things. It's me being a wife coach. Absolutely do that. You know what I mean? Take the time and figure it out so that you have the tools to answer the questions and to ask the questions for the relationship that you want. But first, you have to know who you are. You have to be healthy and be able to determine what that relationship would look like realistically. Because a lot of us are unrealistic, but that's a whole nother topic
Yeah.
that
That's
I don't even want to touch that right now. But I can touch it if you come on and join us in a membership, and we can really get down to it. Like really text them. You laughing at me. I'm gonna go on and shameless plug from here on out. Okay.
hey,
Um,
this is your channel. Do your thing. This is
and I hope
but
that I hope you took your advice and start looking and researching you getting you a channel. Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. And
Um,
this go ahead.
I was just going to say just along the lines of asking more questions, and even going back to I'm going to juxtapose the whole "what do you bring to the table" question to the word submission in a conversation.
Let's go
Um,
then.
there's again, it's triggering when you said that, Wendell, you might start a whole firestorm with that want versus need. Again, it's the connotation
Conversation. Yeah.
that goes along with it, because by and large, generally speaking, men need to be uh, desired, need to feel like they are being of some benefit.
Agreed.
And so traditionally, men are supposed to be fixers. So we find our value in providing a solution to a problem. And that has a different feeling associated with it, as opposed to just saying you're optional, you're not necessary. And
Yes.
that's
Yes.
that is what
Yes.
kind of
There
hits
you
the
go.
heart of the man.
Okay.
So
I'm here with you there.
yeah.
I am here with you there. If it feels optional, then it definitely will feel like a dig. Absolutely. Um, and it was something you said, and now I didn't lost. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe I'll remember. But then again, maybe I won't. Maybe it wasn't worth it. Maybe that's my ancestors saying, "Girl, don't even go there. Don't even worry about it." One of the questions I've seen, if anybody in the chat knows, have we heard anything regarding why her marriage dissolved? Do you know? Or have you been on the internet and heard something on
I have
Beyonce's
not.
internet?
No, I have not. I don't know why her previous relationship dissolved.
Me either. That's me being messy because I want to know too. I want to know. Like she ain't said nothing. Who cheated? You or him? Who ain't got no money? Him?
But
Like
it
that's
always boils down to
9 times out of 10, it's either infidelity or finances, one or the other. And her wanting to be in control, and at the level of success that she's had in her career, it's either infidelity or finances. Those are the two things. Or if she's too controlling. Okay.
yeah.
Let's see. We can go on. I was looking at the questions, but I have you. So I look at the question, look in the chat to be having a conversation with the people when I'm by myself. But I'm not by myself. Here you are.
That's all right. I'm looking over there too.
Okay. So we're gonna move into to Clifton. Clifton invited his friend Kenny to meet Dakia and Joy. Okay. Again, two women who have different energies. Um, like you said, very business on the business in the front. I wonder if she's party in the back, Dakia, but definitely business minded. Comes in like reserved, and like even when she tries to exude sex appeal, it still comes off very business like. And then you
It's
have yeah,
contrived.
yes, come on with the
It's
word.
not natural.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And then you have Joy, who comes in fun, energy, still very classy, but she does not eat to me, para me, but I'm a woman, okay? Uh, so it may not, I may be off, okay? But I know when a woman exudes sex appeal. That is not what Joy comes with. She comes with fun energy, exciting energy, friendly energy. Um, you can hang out and have a good time energy. Only I don't really even see that. Like, I know that they have a connection, but I don't see the sexual energy between the two of them, me personally, right? Maybe I'll see it next week. I see that she likes him, and maybe her being giddy and friendly is her sexual energy, being raised by a man. But men exude sexual energy. They get very like in their eyes, and the voice drops low. So I don't know. So let's talk about them in general. I feel like now cut in anytime you feel.
Hmm.
Anytime you feel like I'm going to the left or too far to the right, you want to steer me in and provide your opinion, please do so. I feel like Dakia is a little bit intimidated by Joy, but I also think that Joy needs to be aware that Dakia is there. And here's why I say that. Outside of the conversation with the friends, Dakia shows her intimidation by saying, "Do you want to try my? You should try my olive," and then saunters over to feed it to him, right? Versus handing it to him over the table. It's for me. It's her showing, he likes me and he's going to take this. It's a very sensual act if you're into that kind of thing, right? Food play. Swallow hard. And then when we think about Joy, she had made a comment like, I hope that Dakia sees, I'm okay with her being here because I hope that she sees our connection. I think you should probably concern yourself about his with her, because of the moment that you left, it seemed like he relaxed and he was like, "Let me try your drink." Now he didn't drink from her straw, but he tried her drink. He just seemed like like he switched a little bit the moment, like maybe he's putting on airs. I don't know while Joy is there, but his friend said he's 100% genuine himself. That's his positive and his bad, right? So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like she might really be growing on him. It might be the calm that he needs, where he says Joy matches his energy. Maybe he needs somebody. He's looking for the balance, for someone to be able to, calm him a bit. I don't know. What y'all say? What you say? I'm talking about y'all, but I meant you. I told you I forget.
Yeah.
I'm used to chatting by myself.
Yeah. So when Joy came in, she had a quiet confidence
Mhm.
that was almost like she's settled into the position. I mean, once she's made her decision. She answered all of Kenny's questions with, directness and enthusiasm. Um, when the question was asked, what's the first thing that you notice about him, and her answer was as bodacious as she is. How could you
Yeah.
not notice him?
How could you
Uh,
not? Yeah.
he's a big dude, and his energy and all this stuff. And when she was asked, can you handle that? There was nothing demure about her
Yeah.
answer. It was 100% hell yes, I can handle that.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that is something that really it's something that has already been solidified based on how they have been interacting with each other. So she can definitely handle his energy.
Mhm.
Um, I do know that their connection is strong, but um, I don't think that I've seen her. No, outside of Truth or Dare and the kiss,
Mm.
I have not seen her give him the romantic, sexual. I want to be. I want you to be my man type of
Mhm.
energy.
Mhm.
Dakia is definitely giving him all of that
All of
energy.
that. All of that energy.
So now he is deciding is if that juice is worth the squeeze for in making that decision. Do I go with Joy that matches my energy, who is very fun? Do I want my relationship with my woman to be like
Fun. Yeah.
mainly about
Yeah.
fun?
Yeah.
Like that's my home girl,
Yeah.
like my home girl that I can sometimes hunch with. Or do I want to get with a woman like Dakia, who is, you know, I guess they say that she does have a fun side. I'm still waiting to see that,
Yeah.
but he knows better than she does. That you know she wants to be that romantic compliment to him, and she is really playing to be. She's auditioning for that role.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what role Joy is auditioning for.
And that was that you made a great point because that my thought process. So I'm going to ask you a question as it pertains to well, God dang it, because I can't because you've already the Kia is like business, right? But
Go on and ask.
I want to know like what type of woman would you prefer? The fun energy and joy that she's providing, or the woman that is giving you that sexual energy that does that they're saying that she's fun, that she is brilliant as well. She's got a lot of good qualities about her, but we want to see her relax a little more, right? But she is
Mm-hmm.
definitely giving you the I want you energy. I'm attracted to you physically energy. I can't wait till we're alone energy. The yes, hug me tighter. Even though the hug he gave Joy was for me a little deeper. Okay. Um, it's still she's making it known. So maybe that's the question. Do you
Well,
want a woman that makes it known to you or that you have to like guess and figure it out because it's a mystery?
no, no, no. Tell me, I'm too grown for all that playing around. You know, it's I looked at how he hugged the both of them
Mm-hmm.
when they left.
Mm-hmm.
The hug he gave to Joy was a high hug. It was a, it
Mm.
was above that erogenous zone, the small of the
Oh.
back. He hugged her around her shoulders and upper torso,
Oh.
and it was a squeeze. Now it might be because she's taller, might be, but
But
I
because she's
do.
taller, his arms, because he's tall, his arms
Mm-hmm,
could go lower.
mm-hmm,
Okay. So,
yep.
okay. I don't
But
mean to, I don't mean
yeah,
to.
yeah. But when I compare that to the hug he gave to Dakia,
Mm, it was
she
long.
is she's noticeably shorter than he is, yet his embrace was lower. So that kind of subconsciously tells me that he's making more of an effort to get her close to him.
Yeah.
He went for the erogenous zone. He that too high on the back means I want to be friends. Too low means I want to grab some ass. But right there in that middle,
Right in that middle, it's a
that's
good,
the ooh, you
yeah.
know, you know.
And the curve of Joy's back is just as perfect as the Kia. So with op, space and opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh, G said we haven't seen the sexual energy from Joy since the pool party, and I'm looking like I don't even know if at the pool party it was really a sexual energy. It was still very fun and playful. I mean, it didn't. It felt like we're gonna get there, but we haven't gotten there. Fun energy. I'm gonna let you see a little bit of my booty cheek because my booty is nice and round, like because that's how I felt that was. But also, because later on, that's how it felt a little bit, but it still felt very playful. Very, I'm afraid to express that I'm sexually attracted to you, right? And that could have a lot to do with being. And this is a key, okay? Raised by her father, because boys are nasty and you don't like them. They got worms. Daddy's normally embed that in your head and you believe it until you don't. Like, so, we be still having just a smidge of that in the back of our mind. Don't you be letting them boys touch on you. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a little quick story time. I might have said this a little long time in one of these videos, but when I was like 8, I was always been very shapely. And so when I was like 8, I was playing at the tetherball and this boy came up behind me and was humping on my booty. Okay. Look at your face. That's a dad. That's a dad. And my dad used to always say, don't be letting no boys touch on you. So I grabbed him by his shirt and literally, probably to this day, Dante has a plug, like a mark from where I bit a plug out of him. Of course, I got suspended. My mother yes, it was very vicious. I got suspended. My mother had to come get me. She was very upset, took me home with my dad because my dad was a welder. And at the time, I think he worked nights. And she was like, I'm going to let your daddy deal with you. And so I'm crying and I think I'm going to get in trouble. And so my dad said, well, what happened? So I tell him what happened. She tells him what happened. She leaves and he says, stop all that crying. Just come on, take a nap. I'm sleeping. You come on, lay up here with your dad and you take a nap. You did good. Should nobody be feeling on you like that? So as I got older, I still had the thought process of that was good. Like, should nobody be feeling on you like that? It wasn't, it took a while to get out of that. So that's all I'm saying is that maybe she still has that boys are smelly and ugly and shouldn't touch you. That subconsciously in the back of her mind. And so if you're not free sexually or you're not sexually liberated for a while, then you still have that energy where you're trying to figure out, how do I tell him that I want him sexually? All of that to get there.
I can definitely see that. But then I compare that to her profession and what it is that she does for a living. She's a singer. Yeah, she's a performer. And she's nomadic. She's not in one place for very long. So could it be setting down roots is something that's a difficult thing for her? Could it be that in her performance that when you're a performer, when you're a singer, if you're a good one, you know how to connect. You know how to draw people into your song, into your stage presence. You know how to create the emotional waves that give that elicit the responses and the the ovations from the crowd. You know how to make people want you. Mm-hmm. I think that she knows how to do that. And maybe for some reason, there's something that she's trying to hold back. Because Clifton is the one that has been, from day one, he has been after her. And he has demonstrated that he wants her. And I think that she has been responsive to that. And I think that she's kind of gotten comfortable in responding to him as opposed to initiating and going after him. That's something that I kind of get.
I'm going to take it a step further. When you talk about her being a performer and that's her profession, so she's performing, right? So you, like an actor, I put on, like Beyonce put on Sasha Fierce. When I'm up on stage, it's a different persona. But my natural person isn't that. And so since I'm giving my genuine, authentic self, I don't want to turn on this performer and pretend to be this person that I'm not all the time. So I don't know. It could go either way for me. Like, I hear what you're saying, but so for example, this is a prime example. Me. This guy came
Okay.
in my this guy came in my DMs, likes my energy, thinks I'm this cool person, takes me out on a date. We go on a date, and he says to me, "You're nothing like you are on Instagram." I said, "I'm actually exactly how I am. How I am on Instagram." He was like, "Well, you're so upbeat the whole time." I said, "Well, when you are on, that's a lot of energy, but I'm trying to get to know you as a person, and me trying to get to know you as a person, especially I don't know you. I'm kind of reserved. I'm watching you. Mind you, this is low key a blind date. Though I see you on Instagram, it's a blind date, so I have to be a little more cautious. So it's the you like the persona that is Talisa Ray. But when you meet Talisa, it's like, oh, you're not the same person. When in actuality, I am. Once you get to know me, this is who I am in real life, and here it might be a little more amplified, might have it, but it's still the smiles, it's still the same conversations. You know, people who know me in real life would know that's that this is who I am. Like, it's just we all have layers, and I'm an onion with lots of them. So
Yeah, I've never heard of a diamond with one facet. A diamond with no facets doesn't shine.
doesn't shine.
It doesn't sparkle. So
Yes, and also the sun also gives rays off in many different directions. Okay, so there's that.
yeah, you need that prism. You need those many angles to
Yes,
refract and reflect
yes,
light the right way.
yes, yes, Ashe. Do we have anything left about Joy, Clifton, and Dakia? Have we run the game?
Yeah, he is. He's flirtatious with the key as well. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take a drink out of your." and she was like, "Let me know when you're ready."
Yeah,
So to the point where Kenny was like, "Okay, let me turn my head."
Yeah, let me drink out of your yoni. Okay.
Yes. And it was Joy that made the comparison.
Yes.
So your drink, your glass, your cup look like a vagina.
Yes. It is what it is. And that's why I'm saying, like, for me, where Joy is like, she needs to, I'm glad she saw our connection, but I need you to see theirs. Don't get your blinders on and miss that the fact that he is actually building a connection with someone else. Your spot has not been guaranteed. It is not solidified. Okay. It is not written in stone. And even then, there is no stone. Everything's written in sand. It could possibly be washed away with the waves. Doesn't change.
Don't take it for granted.
Yes, please don't take it for granted. And I feel like if she's not careful, Dakia is going to come sweep
leave
on
herself open.
Yeah, even though I don't think they're a good fit and they would only match for a little while, Dakia and Clifton, it's still a possibility.
Yeah, it's possible. He's gonna have a lot more fun with Joy, but Dakia, she could be that sleeper.
Yeah, she could be a sleeper. Right now, for us, for what we can see, the question is: do you want someone to be able that you have to build up the sexual intimacy with, or someone that you have to teach to relax? So, which is harder?
I don't think that Clifton is going to be the one to. Dakia is not going to be the one to teach Clifton to relax.
Mm-hmm. I was hoping that maybe he could teach her to be more fun.
That's what it's going to end up having to be, because that's been commented on before. Mm-hmm. And she's trying to let him know that I've got that side too. But
it looks so awkward.
It's like she gotta. She said she needs that oomph.
Yes,
and everything. Well, doggone it, he gonna need that oomph too.
Dang it, we should have talked about Paul and Dakia when they were on the date. We could just talk about them before we get to Donovan and his date, because that's a whole nother. Let's just run through Dakia and Paul really quickly because it's not much there. For me, they don't gel. They don't jive. There's no connection. Actually, the whole time Paul seemed slimy to me, like very much so. That old man on the corner, hey girl, come here, girl, you pretty girl. Like, you give me that whole vibe, and I only say that because I only recognize it from when I was younger, right? That's how that's the persona that he gives me. But that may not be who the man is. It seems like he has some other facets to him. But the two of them should just go their separate ways unless they need to make a pact to say we're gonna go to the end together. Like,
yeah, it's I don't see chemistry between them. I don't see genuine attraction. I think that he realizes that she looks good. She's obviously a pretty woman, a beautiful woman. But outside of that, especially at this point, since they hadn't had a one-on-one date, it's contrived. It is like, let me try to make a connection happen instead of allowing a connection to develop. And when you try to be so intentional, it becomes forced.
mm-hmm.
And that's not going to be anything that is going to be long lasting.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also kind of tell that in how she speaks about him. He's someone that has just recently come on the scene, and there's some things I like about. She says things, and again, even when she's talking about him, it's corporate.
Very corporate.
I think that's how she's talking about all of the guys now, because she hasn't had, she's had so much focus on Eric, and now that he's gone, now she's got to try to find a way to recover.
Yeah.
And she's uncomfortable in recovering.
Yeah.
Or at least these guys are not the ones, and the remaining time that she has in this process is not giving her the ability to relax into organic connection.
Yeah.
Every time I see her, it feels coerced.
Yeah, like you're going in to talk to your manager, and your manager is giving you a compliment.
Yeah. You're going into your quarterly or your annual review.
Your annual performance review. Yeah. And I just thought about, she's a dancer. She does not give me fluid movement as a dancer. Not to say that she's like, I'm not saying that she's not a dancer, but when I see dancers, no matter what kind of dance it is, so if they're ballet, then they move gracefully automatically in their everyday life. If it is like hip hop and twerking and all of that, hip hop is more like a homegirl kind of like walk and vibe, but there's still something like intriguing about it. If it's like I'm a stripper, it's a very sultry, sexy movement in their body, and she does not give me any of that for her to have been a dancer, or to be a dancer, or to own a dance studio. But maybe it's her body dress. Maybe they're too tight, and she's got Spanx on underneath, so she can't really. Those Spanx, just so you know, Wendell, in case you're out with somebody and they seem uptight, it's because they Spanx might be too tight and they can't breathe. Like sometimes that whole like, who trying to be fine and stuff, you be constricted, restricted, like, oh, if only I could relax, but you can't.
And I'm like, okay, why you setting me up like that? Why you setting yourself up like that? And why you setting me up like that?
Listen. We like to look good for ourselves, and we put on them bodygon dresses and we see a little fupa. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, thank you. I don't want it. I don't like that. I don't like it.
All right. So, I hear you.
Because you don't like
you showing me some stuff, and now that's gonna be what I end up liking, and then you're gonna take that away. Because when the contour is gone, now I'm gonna see what you was trying to hide from me.
I'm gonna keep it a band. When we put that on, for me anyway, I only can talk about me and my body shape. All that's doing is showing you exactly what I look like if I didn't have a fupa. And even still, like I feel like I look like that. But that's for me. I don't know if the ladies want to agree. I see G is laughing because she know that we be like, "Ooh, this is look how they need to make them a little less. The constriction only needs to be around my waist. Okay, it doesn't need to be everywhere else, just around my waist. Ta-da!
I saw something on Facebook. Now they got body contouring shirts, t-shirts for guys.
They been had those.
I hadn't seen them. I don't. I'm like, okay.
You want me to send you one as a thank you for being on here 2 weeks in a row?
You don't got to. You don't got to do all that. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna get it right the good old fashioned way.
Yeah. I'm gonna get. Listen. I wish I could afford a tummy tuck, child. Don't say nothing then, because ain't nobody gonna be able to tell me nothing. I might have an OnlyFans if I get a tummy tuck and a breast augmentation. Y'all be like, yeah, it'll probably say Talisa Ray. It'll probably have my name Sunshine. It'll say Sunshine. That's how you gonna know. Okay, let's talk about because I'm holding you. Okay, we still good because it's normal.
Yeah, we good. We good.
Okay, so let's talk about Donovan. Donovan brings his friend Phil from last season. And they've had a 12-year friendship prior to this to meet Sabrina and Tina. Thank you, Kirby. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. To meet Sabrina and Tina. Okay. And yeah. So my first question is, anybody who knows, is Ready to Love season whatever Potomac that was, whatever number that was,
the one before this one,
or the one before this one, was it, had it not aired and they were recording the current one that they didn't know who he was? Like they were like, when he was on a previous season of Ready to Love. So for me, that would mean that they had not seen that season yet, right? I don't know. I mean, because they talking about he introduced them. Because had I been there, I would have been like, "Oh, it's Phil from last season," right? Unless they don't watch.
They don't watch.
I mean, you don't go. I wouldn't go on a show that had been airing for 7 seasons and not have watched it previously. I don't know. That's just me. Oh, they are behind. Okay, G, thank you so much, honey. Because I was like, I don't understand. I got one little strawberry left. Okay. So, how did you feel about the energy of the ladies? Because this is the first time we've seen Tina this episode.
Yeah, Tina, when she didn't show up for Paul, and she barely showed up for Donovan, I'm like, okay, maybe she is not ready for this. Maybe she is realizing that she's bitten off more than she can chew.
I would agree. Especially in the confessional when she says, "You don't realize how hard it is until you dating 5 men at a time." Girl, that's child's play. I'm just kidding.
Yes, but not everybody's built like you.
Anyway, okay.
But yeah, she, he bought her some food, so she knew that she was coming to a dinner spot, to this date. He's like, you going to eat? You want to eat while you can? She's like, I already ate. So I mean, that's off-putting there. Even if it wasn't in a situation like that, if I invite you out, if I invite you to dinner, to a place where food is being served, and you come and you've already eaten, that just kind of tells me, okay, maybe you don't want to be here, And then her energy when Phil was talking to her, and he was asking, how many connections do you have? And She's like, well, Donovan is whatever that was.
Whatever
You
that
know,
was. What are the words that go with the?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. I think that she's bowing out.
I
She's
think so
bowing
too.
out.
I think that this was too much for her and she didn't realize it. And he made a good point. Well, first off, when he asked, "What is it that you like about him?" and she said, "He's kind." She's like, "It's a lot. I've been needing a break." And some people don't understand that. I feel like she was talking about Paul when she was saying some people don't understand that. Paul
Hmm.
comes off to me like maybe he would be a bit assertive, like maybe he would be constantly caught, and maybe that was what the thing that just kind of sent her to the left, like me pulling stuff out the air. Okay, could have been it was too much. Like you're calling too often, you want to see me all the time. I don't want. I don't have. I got a 2 year old and I have a career. I need a little space in between.
Hmm.
I feel like that might have been like the catalyst to her saying this is all too much. Um, so hey Keisha Boo. And so I just feel like she was very much so dismissive and detached and
Hmm.
just like I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here because when what's her face Sabrina decided that she was gonna go, she didn't have to leave. She could have sat there and kept talking. But what did she do? She immediately took that opportunity to leave. Um, so if she did self eliminate, or if she hasn't, then she should. Then she
Yeah,
should.
yeah. So
Um,
no one is trying to force you to be a part of this process.
no one.
If you don't want to date, then eliminate.
You're a rapper now. You're a rapper. Um, so Sabrina, like you said, Sabrina is disqualifying people
Yeah, she's
because
looking for
yeah,
disqualifiers.
and in this space, I wish I had talked to you prior, but we know how I go about ready to love. So um I could have used that in my review. Okay. Um what what was a problem for me was that she said after Phil said, yes, we've known each other a long time. I've seen him in his lows and in his highs. And she said that it was a red flag to her because maybe he doesn't know who he is. I'm unsure if he knows who he is, if he's going to have highs and lows. People who know who they are have highs and lows. He's got 2 kids. He was divorced. I mean, in 12 years, you're going to see a low. Like you know, career changes, children being sick, being overwhelmed are all things that are lows. That doesn't mean I don't know who I am or I'm not on the right path or I'm not in a good space. That's what makes me think about financially that might be why her and her ex-husband split because her he may not be is financially. For her it's definitely financially. And I was just really disappointed to hear her pull that card because you, ma'am, are not really in the right space to be dating. Actually, I mean, to be on ready to love and having some deep connection. You're in the space to be dating several people consistently, consecutively, whatever. Um, not here. And so I was disappointed because I was like, that's not an indication of not having your shit together.
Yeah, it was a very judgmental thing for her to say,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and with all of the guys, she's with her looking for disqualifiers. She
Mm-hmm.
is looking. She would not stand up to her own measuring stick.
Look
She
at
would not
you.
stand up to the standards to her own. She would not stand up to her own standards. Um, she doesn't want someone who's playing the field, but that's what you're doing
That's what you're doing with your three different connections,
with your
man.
three different connections.
I mean,
You
I'm
know,
all here for it, but not on here.
right, right. You don't you don't want someone who you know prefers a woman who's submissive. And you made that conclusion, you made that judgment without asking any questions, at least none that we saw, to give clarification or whatnot. And my saying is that disappointment lives in the space between expectation and capacity. And she has eliminated the possibility for capacity and is overemphasizing expectation. And so there's all kinds of room for there to be disappointment when it comes to her and Demetrius, when it comes to her and Donovan. Again, you want something that you are not. You want to be able to take things slow, but you don't want to be with someone who is playing the field. So which one is it? You want to be like Pygmalion. You want to chisel your man out of stone and make him be your ideal. Well, you need a lump of clay that you can breathe life into, as opposed to an actual human being that you can grow with.
My phone is doing a beeping thing. Make sure it's not my son who went to work with my uncle. Okay, saying he need a ride home or something. He don't. Okay, I'd send that other one. Get it.
So I am. It's not that Sabrina's not been my favorite person.
Mine either. I didn't like her really from the beginning.
Yeah, in this whole thing, but she is definitely solidifying her space on my shit list.
Oh shit!
So, you can be pretty and cute and everything, but your character dirty.
Yeah. It was something about her from the beginning that I didn't like. It did, and I think it was the judgmental space. She gave me that kind of judgy space, and I pride myself on accepting people for who they are, and so it just
me too.
If I accept you don't mean I have to rock with you. But I accept you for who you are. I see you. Thank you for showing me that. I appreciate it. I don't have to deal with you, but I accept you for who you are, right? Like,
I get to make a choice. You show me the real you, and I get a chance to decide if I want to rock with that or not. And you get the same choice. And if we make the choice to continue to rock with each other, then that's what we do.
Yeah.
You don't have to put on airs for me. Be your authentic self. But when you do that, every single engagement, every encounter, every chance that I have to experience you gives me a choice.
Yeah.
To continue to or not. And don't try to manipulate my choice.
Absolutely. Because the moment I find out I'm being manipulated, it's over.
It's out.
Yeah.
I'm out. I don't care how pretty you are.
Do you have anything? Same goes. All I got is because pretty ain't always it. Some of the prettiest people have the most ugliest insides. So
that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Pretty and ugly.
They be pretty ugly. So I think that's it, except for we're in the gentleman's lounge, and the only things that I always notice is that the men seems like the women seem to hold their facial expressions a little better than the men. So because Sabrina has those three connections, every time her name came up, those three men felt, you could see, even though their face was stoic, the stoicness of, is that a word? Stoicness? If it's not, I just made one. Of their
stoicism.
Stoicism. Okay, come on, dictionary.
I got
you. The stoicism of their faces showed that they were bothered by someone else liking Sabrina. And then you have to think about, Donovan has two connections, but the other two fellas, all they have is Sabrina. And I also liked that and wish that they would probably implement this in the show regularly every week. The conversations of who's going to be eliminated and why they shouldn't. I liked that. I liked seeing that dialogue and would like to see it actually from the beginning. I'd like to know how they make their decisions, like what, who, why, what happened, so I think there's one other thing that in the lounge that we can talk about, but that was that was what I saw about, I did appreciate the dialogue, like the comfortability of them talking about the ladies, which I feel like men have better than women. Like, I don't know, even though I feel like you guys still carry the same emotion, I feel like if you know what the situation is, you're a little more comfortable about having the conversation if you guys are collectively like a tribe. Like now, I feel like these men minus Laverne will probably be a tribe. Those that go to an end, they would probably be bros. For a while, they'll continue to hang out or whatever together. It's that whole we connected in the process. So I feel like in this instance, it's a prime example of you fighting and then we friends again. Boys do that all the time. We fighting, I'm mad at you, we fighting, and then tomorrow, man, you going to the basketball court. Like, the fight was the resolution. Whereas women, we're fighting and we're not talking to you ever again. I hate you and the way you look. You look stupid with those blue contacts in your eyes. Like that's
why? Why y'all do that?
I don't know why. I don't know what that's about. I wish we wouldn't do it, but I don't know what that's about either. So,
now one thing about the deliberations that I noticed, and I got to call bullshit on it, was Demetrius's recap of his friend's assessment of Sabrina.
Right, we didn't even talk about that.
Because the whole when he said, Demetrius wants a woman that's submissive, and Sabrina engaged in her retort, I'm not submissive, I'm independent, I do all this on my own and everything. Very straightforward. Just like, if this is what you want, I'm not it.
I ain't it. Look at you being nice. I ain't it. It's a no for me.
But in the lounge, in the in the gentleman's lounge, Demetrius is trying to make it seem like his friend was giving glowing recommendations of Sabrina. And I think that there are things about her that he liked, but he was severely downplaying her self-admission of not being the very thing that, his friend said that he was looking for.
Yeah.
And saying that our connection is growing as the days go by. I was like, come on, dude.
I think he played it up because of Donovan. He played it up because of Donovan. It's that whole, your ego showing up, sir. Your ego is showing up. So,
and if he is honest, about the fact that the woman that he has put all his stock in, he's invested, everything in her, and now she is giving indications that she would not be for him what he requires, makes him look dumb, like his chooser wasn't working right, his picker wasn't picking right.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going after someone who actually isn't right for you, which now reveals that, while you may be ready for love, you still got some more work to do on yourself so that you can make appropriate selections for your life. And that definitely, that's an issue. That's a know yourself issue. You don't want to save face at the expense of your sanity and at the expense of your happiness, because after all, this is just a show.
It's just a show, because most of you won't even be talking to each other or together when it's all said and done. Even if you start in that manner, you won't be there anymore. You know what I mean? Like, all these people. I'm trying to see. Boom. That's what I've been trying to do the whole time. So the other thing, smile, Wendell. The other thing that was brought up was what's happening next week. So we normally see one night of an excursion. We are going to see 2 nights of a getaway, not 1 but 2. And I'm all like, the way Tommy delivered it was delivered messy. It's gonna be messy. Like one woman. It's gonna be messy. Okay. and uncomfortable for several people. We got snippets of that in like the what's happening next week. The whole what's her face, Joy, with her bag in there with Clifton. I guess that might be her. That might be her forward move. Like, I'm sleeping in the bed with Clifton. Okay, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to want me too. Like, I want you.
She could be marking her territory.
She is definitely marking her territory. And then someone brought it up in the comments. I want to say it was Lady J. Maybe it was Peace B. Hold on. Here we go. Next week we are going to find out that he just got a divorce 3 months ago. So now I have a thing about divorce. I'm not a thing, but a theory about people who get a divorce, and it seems like a short period of time. Y'all could be going through a divorce, depending on your assets, for quite some time before this divorce actually happens. You could be living in different places and be separate before the divorce actually happens. So when somebody tells me, yeah, I got divorced a couple months ago, I say, oh, yeah, well, how long were you apart? Or how long did your divorce take? Because those are questions. We have to ask the questions to get the answers to really have a clear picture of what someone is saying to us. I'm not going to make the assumption that you got a divorce 3 months ago and that means you just left, because it takes 6 months at minimum to get a divorce, at minimum to get a divorce. So
yeah. The divorce papers is simply the death certificate of a marriage. That doesn't mean that that's when the marriage died. You can be dead for a long time before you get papers to document it.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I've never been divorced. My separation from my husband was till death do us part. So he died. That sounded so callous. That's not how I meant it to sound. Sorry, y'all. It's not how I meant it to sound, but it came out that way. We went out the way the vows say, so death do us part. And so there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
That was I think that was goodness gracious. Sometimes I could be so callous, but it's not intentional. Do you have any final thoughts about the show?
I think that with Ace leaving and not informing anyone, I think even in previous seasons, Tommy has told people that if you feel like you're going to self-eliminate, you need to at least let me know. Mm-hmm. And I guess Ace didn't get that memo.
No,
and
she didn't.
So he was, very clear with the rest of the guys. If this happened to NAL, let me know. So, and then the whole decision to not have eliminations that night and to give them more time. That seemed like it was a way to adjust. It was a pivot. Because last week when we were talking about eliminations, we were saying, have double eliminations unless someone self-eliminates. Mm-hmm. And so whether or not this, the trip, the overnight stay was going to be for the purposes of giving the guys more clarity and more time to evaluate or not. I think that if there was an elimination tonight, there still would have been a trip. But Tommy, being the G that he is, he had to make it work. Yeah, he had to finagle it so that it looked like it was a part of it. A part of the plan.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I don't know what I was gonna say. So, but I did see. G was like, Wendell needs to provide daily affirmations. This is the voice, okay? He's also extremely intelligent, as you can hear by the number of words that he says that you might have to look up in a dictionary, child. But I like the idea of daily affirmations. I like it. You have an Instagram? Maybe you should do it on your Instagram. You got an Instagram, Wendell?
I'm gonna need to get my Instagram life together.
Okay, do you have a TikTok?
I do have a TikTok. Yes.
I feel like you should use your platform on TikTok. I like the daily affirmation. She was like the gems, like you do throw out gems. She even had said Pon de replay on what you said versus what you bring to the table. I don't even
Oh,
look. He has a very calming voice. Really, Wendell really does have a soothing voice. He can make cash doing mindfulness meditation. Oh my God! Like,
all right, come through,
oh,
y'all. Come through, y'all.
listen, okay, listen. Come with TikTok gems. Easy.
All right, all
Easy.
right.
And these people on TikTok, if you got a TikTok, you didn't see the people on TikTok. You don't need no whole setup or nothing. You can just pick up your phone, sit on your couch, and throw us a gym. A quick little 60-second. I'm here for it. I'm here
All
for it.
right.
What's your TikTok? Tell me. I don't know about. What's your TikTok? I'm
I
putting it
think
in
it's
here.
just Wendell Berry one.
Wendell
I gotta go and
Berry.
gotta go and verify that. But yeah,
Oh, let me look, because then you is it on your let's see.
it's on. Yeah, it's on there.
Let's see. TikTok. Y'all don't pay no mind because I be watching TikTok and I be having a good time. Wendell Berry one. He's got on a black shirt, a black tie, and a black suit jacket. Tuxedo
Yeah,
jacket, even maybe.
yeah, yeah.
Wait. I'm going the wrong way.
Oop, wrong way.
There we go.
Yep, that's
And he's
me.
got his glasses off. Okay, so don't be confused. That's him with his glasses off.
There
Oh,
we
look,
go. There we
he didn't
go.
put the glasses off on y'all. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Wendell Berry one. I'm put it here in here. Y'all go follow him until he's ready to do his YouTube channel. Because it's coming, right?
It's coming.
It's
It's
coming.
coming.
Look,
It's
I
coming.
don't mean to be a bully or nothing or try and tell you what to do, but I feel like
I appreciate the encouragement. I appreciate the
like it
supports.
would be so beneficial. Like you would help so many people. Even you could even do like affirmations. You could do a word a day because damn it, like you're loquacious. Hoping I'm using that in the right context.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. All right.
So that I put it up there so y'all can see it. I'm coming back to this. I'm getting my hair done, y'all. I know y'all like me natural, but I'm gonna get me a little quick weave. I'll be tired. I feel like people will know me if they see me. Like, oh my God, hey Talisa. Like not y'all, but just people in general. When I start looking the same for too long, I feel like I'm recognizable.
There's nothing wrong with that, Talisa.
Okay, because I
Nothing
changed
wrong
my
with
hair
that.
often. It'll be back, maybe. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I've been short since November, so yeah. Look, see, make it happen. Even LB. So, dude, make it happen, Wendell. Good show. Stay safe, chat. He's such a nice guy. Him and his wife. His wife never comes in, but he always is here. I wish she'd come in and say I'm LB31's wife because they watch the show together. Anyway, y'all, I really appreciate it. Wendell, if you want to stay behind for a second,
All
great.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, thank you guys so much for. Let me put this back up. See, follow him now on TikTok. Your TikTok's gonna be popping.
They're
Um,
gonna see a bunch of my daughter stuff on there right now. I got to start using it for myself.
listen, it's fine. It's a transition process. It's a
Yes.
transition. We
Yes.
all might, we until we figure it out, and it'll evolve, right?
That
I,
it will. It will
yeah.
evolve as we do.
Yeah. Oh, maybe your word today could be my favorite words. That's what you call it. My favorite words or words you should know, or, use this word in a sentence. So you tell us what it is and then you use it in a sentence. And then you tell them, use it today in a sentence and come back and tell me how you used it or something. I don't know. Always okay. I'm over. I'm
Yeah.
over.
No, no, no. Hey, keep bring it on. Bring it on.
There's always a call to action. So if you watch
Yes.
my videos, I always ask a question. It's always a call to action. Ask a question. Tell them to follow you. If you like this word or you like hearing these words, you like these affirmations, hit the plus sign. Like, so I'll just make sure to get them to do something.
Something.
Engage them. Yes, that's the word. Engage them so that they want to come back. They want to see what you have to say. I think everybody that's in the chat now, I ask a question, they answer the questions like answer questions, tell me what they think, actually do. It feels like, as Mona would say, it feels like a conversation that they're having. She says, it always feels like I'm having a conversation with you. Though she knows me in real life. She's like, I watch you because I'm excited and it feels like a conversation. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait till you be like, I got, 500,000 TikTok followers, and I got me a t-shirt and a thing, and how, and I can tell you how to monetize that because I just found it out, even though I don't have a lot of people. I be wanting to know for, when the moment it hits. Let's go.
You need to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one.
Not to have one. I'm excited for you.
And not be prepared.
Oh, this is a good start to your YouTube channel. Then you get to tell the people, come follow me on YouTube. Y'all, I'm way too excited. I be wanting to see us win. I want
all of us.
Win. All of us to win. It's enough room.
Enough shine to go around.
Yes, I want us all to win. I'd be so excited. I didn't have a TikTok account yet. I'm about to be an empty nester, so I'll find ways to occupy my time. Well, okay, Keisha, listen, do it now, and you follow me. Oh, y'all can follow me too. My name is always the same everywhere. I think it's I am Talisa Ray. I don't do nothing on mine though either. Every now and again, I'll be like, I'm gonna do some stuff, and then I think that's mine. Yep, I am Talisa Ray. I got a video going, honey, because I be feeling myself sometimes. And that's what happened. Is my son laughing at me? Because I said I be feeling myself? Maybe not. That's just me. Anyway, y'all. Okay. So now I have kept him on. Okay, we almost at the 2-hour mark. So this is perfect. We can just filled up some time. We're excited to see what you have. I'm leaving his TikTok up here for the replay. When you see the replay, go follow Wendell. Listen, I'm gonna put it in the description box so nobody can say that they did not find his TikTok. We are about to blow him up.
Gratitude.
Yes.
I appreciate the love.
I thank you so much, Wendell, for joining me. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate you. You know what to do. I hope you've already hit the like button. Hit the like. And most of you are already subscribed and were notified. But if not, to do those two things: subscribe, hit the notification button, definitely like the video, tell your friends to come join us because we be live and they be having opinions. And they want to tell them too. Next week will be a good week for your nosy homegirls to come in because they get to share. Hopefully, Wendell will be here in the comments egging y'all on. Okay.
I'll be here. I got you back.
Thank you. That means that support. Y'all know how I feel about that support. So I'm really grateful. Good stuff. See you next week, and make sure you hit that gym tomorrow. Girl, why you had to come back today? I'm gonna be there. Watch. Because I didn't make it this morning. I did do a little home workout, but I did not make it to the gym this morning. I was closing out. Okay, I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll see you on the next video.